Last time on the Adventures of Gaia, Pryo and Danus continued the hunt for Sandeep and the stolen memories. They followed his trail to a strange excavated pit with 4 giant statues. Forced to drive through the pit, some giant ghostly figures emerged from the statues and attacked them, while a projection of a bald man appeared and welcomed everyone to the Praetor's games. With a quick escape, the pair briefly caught sight of Sandeep before he got away. They stopped to rescue a being named Anzo. Anzo had details of the local lands as well as knowing Bartosz, the individual who may be able to help with Pryo's memories.
You get back into the putt and go. Both you, Pryo, you, Danus, and a small little androgynous being, Anzo, that typically would not be a problem, except you're in a 2-meter-ish wide vehicle. So the 3 of you are all squished in there.
Oh, don't sit on. No, sit over there. No. Don't sit on that. No,
that's too close. That's too. Don't.
No, go over there. Okay. Sit on him.
What if how about this?
That's a bit better.
Okay, they smile. They have the little fangs on both their upper and lower, on their canines there. This is great, guys. Great.
All right, how much further to this town?
You actually haven't made it through the door yet. You had just got back in out of the, checking for the snow. You went in and phased to see if your quarry, the notorious and problematic Sandeep, was there. Pryo had walked through and phased and acted as if the snow was bugging him, trying to see if any shots went through him. But there was nothing except large snowflakes. It was quite cold. And then you turned back and came back through into the land you're in, which is a sweltering, hot, cracked, desert-type environment. Danus, you had stood up, come out of the vehicle, partially to get out of the vehicle and stretch, but also to speak to Pryo a bit about his plan to get ideas or his plucked out of his mind or his memories investigated once you hit Eclaris, if you ever do at this rate. And so you just get in you've all piled back in, and you push through that door.
All right, it's going to be really cold where we're going. Get ready.
What?
Okay. You push through as the door, the portal between the 2 lands was still open because you just had gone through it. You push through the wavering field that's always between them. And you go from intensely hot and sweltering to intensely cold. Suddenly that moisture that was sweating off your body seems to almost freeze dry. Kind of an evaporation, but from cold. The fluid in your face and your nostrils and your mouth starts to tighten and get prickly.
Okay, so I hurriedly roll the window up and cramp rather than lean out of the vehicle, I'm rolling the window up and getting kind of smushed.
You cuddle up as you may remember, Anzo is a furred creature, sort of along the back. It's got brown tufted fur and is quite, actually, now that it's not annoying to have them so close to you, they're quite warm. They actually put off quite a bit of heat. So their fur kind of puffs around you both, and it's a bit of a welcome at this point. As you come through, Pryo, please roll piloting.
Pryo is actually quite the speeder pilot. He has 60 proficiency points in it. And in total, it is 390. I roll a 44. That is a critical success.
And of course, speeder is just the name for this thing, given it only goes 80 kilometers per hour at max.
Yes. It's not the literal name, it's a figurative name in this case.
The category rather than the thing. Okay, you come out and you go to hit the gas as you had, or the accelerator, to go through quickly, and you're trying to catch up to Sandeep, and you start fishtailing as the power hits the snow, and before you there's quite a few of these large triangular shaped pine-ish type trees. They have huge sharp looking needles just covered in snow.
Must be uneven given the shifting.
There are cracks, huge crevices, and not quite huge crevices at this point, although you do see ahead some, but the ground, there's pieces where it's heaved and moved.
Great, we don't even get the benefit of the anti-grav driver. It's still going to be crappy driving, like we had tires. Damn it.
You have to slow quite a bit down because there are so many of these huge trees, and there are cracks, and you start to notice quite large crevices where you can see down. How are you intending to follow Sandeep exactly?
I'm assuming he's leaving lots of tracks through this.
There are tracks, definitely. They don't seem to be going quite as quickly as you would hope, but there are these ice patches where the ground is heaved, and either of you can roll PR detective.
I get a critical.
Oh, then yeah, I'll let him do it as I'm sitting there uncomfortable,
Okay.
like tucked into the speeder.
You suspect that this ice, when you pass by one area, you're looking out the window also for trying to keep track of things, and you see where the land is heaved. There's actually been water bubbling out and come out, and that's where it seems this frozen part. It's almost as if the structure, the Gaia superstructure underneath, has buckled and moved quite a bit. You see metal pieces.
Okay, well, wherever this jerk off goes, we're going, and I'm following him as quick as I can. If I catch up, that'll be great.
It would be great. However, if you remember, Sandeep's vehicle went quite a bit quicker than yours.
You might be able to catch up here.
It might be. Are you just following by your own sight?
Is it safe for Batty to fly around?
You would think so. There are quite a bit of large snowflakes, but...
Okay, then I roll down the window. I send Batty out. I go ahead.
Okay, Batty squeaks and takes flight and goes up.
You
do find that if he starts to get too far, if he gets about half his typical distance, which is a kilometer, at about 500 meters, you start to lose a bit of the feed from him. So he stays a touch closer.
That's good. That's good, Batty. Stay within 500 meters. Oh,
he's looking. He's swooping all around. And as he swoops, you see these crevasses get quite large around. You don't get to do straight through. If you recall, Anzo, who's trying to pull out his maps, it's like, I'm trying to help you all, we have some great maps. Remember the one I had earlier? Hold on, let me find it. He pulls it out. He gives you a map. Danus, he's putting one on the ground. He's pulling all his little pads out, and he pulls out a pad and shows you the map that you had seen before. He says, there, see now, we could have been going straight through here. He says, their little finger goes along where you came through and pushed through here. They say we can't quite get straight through because of all these breaks in the Gaia landscape. It's it's fascinating. They start adding little bits and pieces where the crevasses are on the little map.
Yeah, fascinating.
You realize you'll have to skirt around here and there as Batty flies.
Hopefully Sandeep hasn't fallen down one of these crevices and died. Well, actually, if he has and I can retrieve the body, that'd be fantastic. Because then I can just get the memories and can bring them back.
Let's hope for that.
Yes.
Let's hope for a certain death. You keep driving, and after some time, Batty has swerved around and has finally come to a point that he starts circling. In your goggles, you see this, Pryo, that there actually is an odd scuffle mark with some marks in the ground. He goes to soar down and look, and he sees some purple splotches about and a bit of yellow here and there, and what might be some grease or oil.
You may
Roll
have gotten
memory.
to it. My memory is 80. I rolled 34.
You remember that Sandeep had purple blood.
I do.
Yes.
You may have gotten to a scuffle. Just up ahead. We could be in luck.
All right. Any sign of him?
No, not directly. Hanzo, we're chasing this man. If we get into battle, stay inside the speeder and get underneath the hood, underneath the deep in the seat well as far as you can.
I'm really good at. I'm okay at fighting.
This is not
I
your
can
concern.
Okay. Anzo's
Pryo considers that conversation done.
Anzo's face is right close to yours, Danus, because they've moved a bit away from Pryo. They smile.
Probably due to the smell. Pryo doesn't have a Gaia skin, so he needs to bathe. He hasn't bathed in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is great.
Yep.
It's fun.
Yeah, no, it is.
Road trips are great.
Okay, what can you do? If you were gonna fight someone, what can you do?
Oh, I took a class once.
Nope.
Yeah, I did.
No.
Oh, I did it.
No. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I look out the window.
Okay, Anzo's not sure. They're stuck between two very chatty individuals.
I see. Pryo is rubbing off on Danus. Excellent. There'll be no talking by the end of this campaign. There'll be no talking. It'll be like, shoot him. Yep. We'll say totally like 5 words each. Attack. Yeah.
Oh my. All right. You come up to the crevasse that Batty has flown around and finds.
I slow down.
Found this fluids. Various fluids. You slow down. It's quite large. The trees are huge beside you. This crevasse goes right across. There's not a road per se. There's more like larger spaces to go through.
Okay. So it looks like he got in a fight and then drove away, or he got in a fight and dragged himself away, or what tracks do we see? Clearly in the snow, there's going to be a whole story of what occurred.
Would you like Batty to look, or are you intending to get out and look yourself?
Oh, I'm going to have Batty look before we get there.
Okay, what Batty can see is there is some scuffle. It looks like the purple blood is quite near to the crevasse, and you see skid marks and this speeder bike oil. You would be able to tell what it is. There are tracks that go off and around into the pine trees from there.
Whose tracks? What kind of tracks?
Bike tracks.
So he seems to have survived.
Seemingly, yes.
And he drove off.
Yes.
Okay. Is there a good place to ambush us with a pistol close to this? Did he just drive off and is pretending to be wounded? Now he's just waiting there for someone to follow? I have Batty pan out a bit just so we're not driving into an ambush.
If you remember, Anzo called it Ex Nocet. Could also be called ambush land, because there is nothing but these giant pine trees about.
Well, that wouldn't matter to Batty. With thermal vision and it being so cold, his heat would stand out like a sore thumb. He could see him from kilometers away.
No, he hasn't seen anything.
Okay, great. Okay, well then I won't be that careful as I drive in, and I will just take a quick look around when we get there.
Danus, you see Prio's brow knit a few times, which is usually indicative of him contemplating something he's seen through the goggles. He doesn't say anything, which is also indicative.
Yeah.
However, he does seem to be looking. Anzo notices you looking and starts looking out.
Don't get down. I'll sit over there.
You're doing all right. Everything's gonna be cool. Just
Hey guys, maybe we could get I'm just saying, a bigger speeder somewhere.
As soon as we see a speeder lot, let me know. I'll buy one.
Great, that sounds great, guys. Okay, you finally pull up start to get into that area. The clearing is such that the trees have fallen into the crevasse, is what this is, and it goes straight across the area where you would be driving at any pace.
Okay, Priuses. Anzo, wait here.
You got it, buddy.
Okay, Pryo.
Anzo looks at you, Danus.
Adjusts his cloak and goggles and starts walking out.
okay. I'll get out. Can I pull the tarp from the back? And there's a tarp in here. Can I wrap myself in that sucker, because it's probably really cold, right?
Yeah, you definitely can.
Okay. Just if it's an encumbrance where it's like I'm tripping over myself or I have a giant cape, I would leave it, right? Just to clarify.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
If it's I can ball it up in places and kind of just walk it with it or whatever, because I'm not wearing much clothing, right? It's just
your armor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
You step out. If you remember you'd put everything in the trunk to make room for everybody to fit in the Put and Go. You stand out. Your boot hits the snow. You expect to brace for the cold, and you realize that it's not as cold as you expected. You feel the armor sort of shift around you. You remember that moment of getting this armor put on and being told by your father how lucky you were to get to go out and how it was amazing that you got chosen. He is pressing buttons on your armor. He doesn't seem to know any more than you do about it. It's inflating. It gets hot inside. It almost has a heating system, it seems. He's pressing it and making it hot. You push him away. Your dad is just so...
Yeah. Well, at least he's happy for me, so that's nice.
He says, Danus, you've got to do good, okay? You don't know how powerful they are. We need to do better. You need to do better. When you get out there, you're gonna be the best angel ever. It's great. He pats you. Kind of that weird half hug, but not kind of slap on the back.
Great. Yeah.
He does smile at you, though, and his reflective, multifaceted insect-type eyes, you see yourself quite often, reflected many times, and he kind of smiles, and he turns. Some pride. Lots of intensity. Okay, you're standing there. The suit actually heats up a little bit.
Okay. No tarp. Let's go.
No tarp. Okay, how do you approach the crevasse there, Pryo Danus?
Carefully enough, but I know he's not around, or I'm pretty sure, otherwise Batty would have seen him. And so Prio's just looking for clues now, mostly. Goes down at his haunches, looks at some of the snow, might sniff it a bit.
As you come up, you see a lot of different, some sort of tracks, some sort of scuffling. Roll detective.
I'll keep my eyes up. I don't want to look at the tracks, so you know what I mean? Like if I'm too close to the ground, then I'm not going to see what's in front of me.
Absolutely. +1.
Prio's detective is 430. I rolled an 84, so that should be a critical success.
You actually start to pick out, you see this quite a bit of blood on the ground close to the crevasse. You notice the speeder, it looks like it was going quite quickly and then sort of wiped out as if he came down on one hip and wiped out. Could have been he saw something, could have been that he was going so quickly and came upon this crevasse. However, the blood seems excessive for just a wipeout. And as you're looking around, you notice these odd hook-type scratches here and there.
Pryo actually closes his eyes, strangely enough, and a white phoenix goes over his face.
Okay.
I use empathy.
I see.
I scan for emotions within 100 meters.
What do you need for success?
I need to roll not a critical fail, and I just managed to pull it off by 2 points. I rolled 94.
The white phoenix searches out over the landscape, the mindscape. You feel sort of primordial minds. Just very beast-type feelings.
Aggressive?
Now, seemingly, yes. You feel Danus behind you as well, and of course, Anzo, but it's those beast minds that occupy you as you start to hear a weird clicking noise coming from the crevasse.
I'm going to immediately pivot to calming emotions, sleepy emotions.
All right.
I get a critical, 15, as I stand up.
For some reason, it doesn't seem to go in the beastie's mind. They just seem to be more agitated, and you start to hear click noise coming out in front of you.
I hold my fist.
You may roll initiative
Whoa!
as you all approach you're close enough to it. Danus is also close, but not right on top of Pryo. Anzo's still back in the vehicle, kind of looking over to see what's going on, as a beast climbs over. Some tentacly type arms come up, and that have little hooks on either end. They're covered in a snowy crystal, and a big, bulky body comes up, kind of like a weird octopod, and it has a beak that's got frozen crystals all over it. It squeals a beastly squeal as it comes towards you.
This is a very nice map.
Oh, thank you
It is
very
very
much.
nice.
So I'm realizing I did not have a weapon at the ready, and I wouldn't have had I wouldn't have been carrying a sniper rifle because it would have been in the trunk. Yeah. but
Abilities. You have your knife as well that you can always throw. That does return to you as the gifts of Atheon are bountiful.
Well, I got what's going to seemingly be a 192, but I don't have my weapon ready.
Pryo,
They're coming out right in front of me, and there's multiple ones.
there just seems to be this one right now. However, you did sense more minds.
Yeah, I get 451 in total.
All right. You beat the creature. You may go.
Okay, with a flash of my right hand and a backswing, I wipe my hand through the air, and a bunch of blades, white hot psychic blades, come out of my hand and flash at the creature. I get a critical success.
Fabulous. You throw your hand back, these white blades, and are they physical, mental, or sensory damage?
They'll do physical, seeing as it doesn't look like mental hurts them. They seem to be immune.
How much damage do you do?
I do... That's a very good question.
It is a good question. It's an important one.
I do a fan of 413 points.
Blades that look almost similar to the ice-covered landscape that you're on go flying out at the beast. It seems to move unusually quick as it goes off to the side. It ducks under the crevasse and then comes back up. So about half of them hit the creature. It squeals and seems to skitter back down into the crevasse. However, it makes an ungodly noise, and suddenly you hear more answering it.
More from that crevasse particularly, or?
They seem to be echoing all over. You can't quite tell exactly where they are all coming from. It seems to come from almost all around you. Batty's still flying?
Yes, he is, of course.
No heat signature seems to come until there's just the faintest bit of heat, and he does start to see some popping up from in front of you.
So that crevice over there?
In the center here. This is the one where they mainly seem to be. You see that you don't see them quite yet. You just see the signatures from your UAV.
Okay. Pryo turns around and says, run, back to the vehicle.
Oh my goodness. I think this is the first time I've ever heard him say that. Oh my gosh. Yes. So
Why are you so happy we're running?
it's new. It's exciting.
It's new and exciting.
Well, don't worry. It's going to go in a way you're not going to like in a second.
Doesn't it always?
All right, so I will backpedal whenever it's my turn. I'll probably full attack then, but it'll be a run.
You do see the single monster went down, but another one, let's just pretend it's a different M, starts coming up and peeks up over. You see the beak clattering as it looks at you. Pryo is doing a hasty retreat to the putt and go. Danus, you start backpedaling. You would like to get a few shots off, however?
Okay, so what I would do first is I would run to the putt and go. I would open the door if movement and actions and things allow, and then once I'm there with I'm guessing I would have pulled my pistol if I was that close.
Yeah.
Then I would shoot a few shots off. That way, when the engine starts, I can like just sit down and I'm in the speeder. You know what I mean? That way he doesn't start and then take off and I'm like running to catch up, or he's waiting for me to get in. I don't want any of that to happen.
Pryo, you're going at a full clip back to the vehicle?
Yep, and I open the door, but I turn and I look and I wait to see what happens with his shooting, if he needs any assistance with that one creature, or if he's just going to run back, or if it's going to reach him. Just keep me apprised if he's going to get attacked.
You do retreat. You retreat with an eye to behind you, Danus. The creature has climbed out and is slowly kind of skirting. It can climb the sides of the trees and in and out. It seems to be coming towards you. However, it doesn't reach you by the time you're back to the vehicle. You may take a shot at it.
Okay. For my pistol, okay. I needed a 170, and I got underneath a 170, so it should be a hit for 50 damage.
Very nice. Okay, the pistol rings out as the creature is grappling up. It hits a tree, snow falls off. It makes this weird kind of crackly, squealy noise and starts launching from here to there. As it echoes, you hear other echoes of similar squeals coming back all around you. The snow seems to shake off the trees, and your shot rings out, and it hits it dead in the middle. You see it start to shiver a bit. You see some kind of gooish type stuff start to come out the side, and it crystallizes quite quickly. However, it has fallen down onto the ground and is starting to try to run on the ground rather than adhere to the trees. You may shoot again.
That is a critical.
It is a critical. Yay! All right, you shoot out at the beast. It goes to move now that it knows what's coming, but you still clip it through the side for double damage because it was a critical.
How's it going?
It is not looking so great. Two more of its legs, more towards the back. You kind of clipped off the top of this weird octopod body and has shorn a piece of it out. You see a piece laying on the ground. Its blood is also a sort of purpley color, and it's slowed quite a bit down. It seems to decide to retreat. It ducks into the trees.
Great. I will sit down.
All right, get in the putt and go.
And shut that door.
Okay.
Pryo goes to the trunk, grabs the shield.
Oh.
Goes back, opens the door, puts the shield on his left arm, opens the door. I guess I'm driving on the left side, right?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yep.
Okay. He closes the door. He holds the shield where the window is, like this. He goes, doo-doo-doo. He says, "I'll drive, you shoot. Ready?"
Oh, so yep. I pop my head out the window then.
Okay. if Pryo had a CD with the Beastie Boys on it, he would he'd start playing it. We officially don't have the rights for Beastie Boys. Okay, and I roll critical on piloting, and you go. I speed out and I start going through, and I'm gonna try and weave my way through these monsters and run one over, or stay away from them if I can, or if they start chasing us, get away from them. There's no need to kill or mutilate a whole bunch of them.
Of course. Would you like to try to go through the trees to this direction? Or are you planning to try to launch yourself over this crevasse? Or would you like to try to drive around this way? Okay.
So whatever looks better to me. Should I roll a PR for that?
Yes. Batty's ability to... The reason you're having a difficulty in deciding is the trees are quite thick. So from Batty's top-down view, there's trees, and then there's these kind of openings where the crevasse is. However, if you do roll your PR at half, you can make a guess from what Batty can see from above.
I need to roll under 75 for a critical success. And I rolled 69. That is a...
Woo! From Batty's view, and knowing that the creature went off to the right direction, the tree seems slightly better to go through this direction, off to your left.
And that will give Danus the ability to shoot at them through the open window, so...
Mm-hmm. You're driving through the trees, kind of like this, like this. There's some of the creatures now, you can hear noises off to this grouping to the left of creatures coming, and of course you know there are some through here. You get to about there when you have quite a few of these have now moved out towards you. You may take some pot shots at them if you would like, Danus. You're not going terribly quickly. They are moving. However, you're a good shot. I'll give you a minus 30.
minus 30. So 140 is my base here. All right, let's do it. Whichever's closest to. Oh my goodness gracious, that's a big fail.
Oh, look at that beautiful 100. If only we were rolling characters.
Let's hope you don't shoot yourself in the face.
Please roll a save.
A save.
Yep.
Here we go. 49.
You shoot out just as you're taking aim, this creature, and just as you've lined it up, you hit an uneven portion. The gun goes up. The creature dodges slightly. You shoot up into the air. It hits the tree. The tree, you actually clip off the top of a piece of branch that falls directly in front of the vehicle. Pryo, please roll piloting to avoid it.
Okay. Any minuses on that?
The same minus from the beginning, 30.
I need to roll in the 360. I rolled 25. That is a critical success.
You see the tree, you see what happens. Danus' shot going up. The tree top comes flying down kind of in front. You swerve to avoid it. When you do swerve to avoid it, it's not monster. When you do swerve to avoid it, however, you are going straight into the path of the monster, the frozen crystalline octopod that launches itself at the vehicle. This is the side that you have your shield out. You see that it actually jumps, kind of skitters on top and is over front of the windshield. It's blocking your view. You see its beak clacking and hitting against the windshield.
All right, this is starting to piss Pryo off. This is starting to piss me off.
Do you see frozen crystalline bits against its little beak as the talons at the end of each leg skitter and are trying to get purchase or cut through the glass?
The Phoenix goes over his eyes and I psychic blade out of my face.
All right then.
A white energy javelin comes out of his face bone. 97! I critically fail.
Wow!
Oh man. Oh no. Oh, this poor person we picked up is gonna have no faith in us.
Enzo is actually fainted at this point.
85, I don't manage to blow everyone's head off in the car.
You are so annoyed that this is going so not how you plan, and you try to unleash a fury of psychic anger coming out, and then you suddenly think of someone saying something in your mind about attacking in anger, and it throws you off, and you almost redirect it to yourself. You feel some blood trickling down your nose, out of your nose. The octopod
I swerve.
skitters and screams. Please roll your piloting at half.
Still over 200. 72, still critical success.
All right, you're swerving. You can see bits and pieces out through the octopod legs as it's moving around trying to get in. It actually seems to have climbed slightly on the top and is trying to get purchase over top of you. You're able to see, however, and you do not crash into the trees that are around you. Danus, while this is going on, you have you have this beast, a leg that actually comes towards you, and is trying to get purchased by sticking its foot up or its tentacle up and under into the vehicle through the window, very close to where your head is. You've actually moved along here with this beast attached on top of you.
Great.
Where are the other ones in comparison? Can I just see?
They're jumping up into the trees, and they seem to be intending to jump down at you. If you had to make a guess, they move quite quickly as you move through.
Can I take that pistol, reach out, and just put it in his, it's got a bunch of legs flailing around. Whatever I can reach and just let it fly. Like, the odds, I mean, it's like point blank.
Yeah. It's going to be just a wild shot.
Yeah, I'm just going to unload. Just get off.
Okay, you're just going to make a blind shot. You'd have to make it at a third of your attack.
Ooh. Okay. 57. Oh,
Yeah.
doesn't sound fun.
You're kind of half hanging out of the putt and go. You've thrown your arm up and over the top. You can see where one tentacle is. You're trying to guess.
Still miss. Okay, good. So
It's very difficult. So you throw your arm out. You're shooting blindly. The creature's skidding around. Of course, Pryo is dodging trees and uneven ground, and monsters, other octopods have started launching themselves off of the trees at you guys. It's almost impossible to hit without actually looking at what's going on. The creature's tentacle actually comes around to hit you. It is next round. Pryo, your piloting skills, you'll have to roll again as you drive the putt and go along.
And what's the minus?
You're rolling at minus 30.
Okay, that's still 360.
The beast is on top now. It's not blocking your view anymore.
Okay, is there a branch up ahead that I can knock it off with?
Ooh, +1. Good thinking. You could actually. There's quite a few. This tree slightly off to your left here has a low hanging branch.
So then my piloting is 190. I need to roll under 90 for a critical success. I rolled 28. That's critical success.
You're going along. You swerve in.
Get off my putt and go.
Yeah, you hit the accelerator really fast. You go flying. Looks like you're going to crash into this tree and then pull yourself right under that branch. The beast is too intent on trying. It has tried at this point. What it's trying to do was to clamber into the open window that Danus was through. You see its clacking beak. It's getting close to you, Danus, and you just duck in as the branch hits and knocks the creature off. Now you're able. It's a little more clear as you can see ahead here as you drive through. They seem to have lost their fervor to go after you, and you're gaining some speed now that it's clear. You can move a little quicker.
Okay.
You look in your rearview mirror, you see them slowly disappearing in amongst the trees.
stick my head out the window, look behind us, kind of do, then flip back in and say, "You called it the putt and go." Yeah.
What else am I gonna call it? It's not a Harrow 2200 that's for sure.
No idea what that is. I just smile.
I think.
Oh, is
we
this?
lost him?
Can I wake Enzo up?
Right.
Yeah. Hello.
Is he wounded?
They're not wounded. They seem mostly to have swooned. You can see they're still breathing, but you're not able to rouse them easily.
Okay.
How about not easily? No, I'm kidding. They can sleep.
Okay. They're just kind of slumped against you, Danus.
All right. Pryo chuckles internally. All right. I'll drive until I think and Batty says we're pretty safe. Then I will stop and take the shield, put it back in the trunk.
Okay.
Trunk. Ka-chunk. Walk back. Do the window up. Turn the heat on. Crank it.
It's an old-fashioned putt and go. It's got a crank window, apparently.
That's what I feel.
This is all right. Let's get the hell out of here.
You pilot for some time. You still have Batty outside trying to locate, I'm going to guess, trying to locate Sandeep's trail.
Can I look through the maps? They have piles of papers, right? Can I just start looking through them just to see if there's any notes, to see, I'm sure I don't recognize anything, but just to kind of, it could come up later.
Okay. You start rifling through Enzo's little traveling bag. You find their journal in which they were writing about the last place you were in and being stuck in this odd pit and finding robots. They've drawn little hand-drawn pictures of all these robots. You can roll memory, Danus.
It is a 51. Oh, I got ahead of myself. I need to figure out what I need to roll. My apologies. I think my memories. Yeah, this is true. This is true. Oh, no, my memory's way worse than I thought. It's a 67, but I still succeed.
You still succeed. You're looking through these pictures, you're flicking through as Pryo has stopped to put the shield in and then is starting to drive and is trying to locate. He's doubling back and forth through the trees, trying to avoid. Pryo, you guess the creatures are mostly located in the crevasses, other than the ones that may be in the trees, so you're trying to stay to slightly more cleared areas. So you're flipping through, you hit this drawing of these robots, and actually a few of them look oddly familiar. You remember being back home and flipping through the database with that mother cave near you, the one-eyed face looking close, and she's pointing out, oh yes, this robot, this one's good. And you see this robot come up. It says Guardian Bot with an issue number. It's a shiny black creature, deadly. The explanation, the specs are down there. Of course, they are the Guardian forces. And this bot looks almost like that. It has some odd pieces. The casing, the plastic casing isn't on it, but according to what Anzo's been looking through, it seems almost as if they're correct in their assumption that this was the Praetor's games, that someone was testing out these robots in these pits.
They're humanoid bots, correct?
Mm-hmm. Other than that, you don't find much. You find the map that Anzo showed you. There's a bunch of other maps that are various lands and random. Anzo's not maybe the world's best chronicler. They seem to have a lot of notes and some sort of code for themselves. There's a triangle at the top of some pages with a circle and an X, and then some pages have this, almost like a crazed academic might have a system to put it all together later at the last minute.
Smart. I like it. Okay. I start tearing up that... No, I'm kidding. I put it back.
Okay. Anzo starts to stir a little bit. Oh. Their eyes blink open.
Wake up, Sleeping Beauty.
Oh, did we... Will we beat the monsters?
We're still blowing air past our teeth.
Great! That's great! We won! I'll put that in my notes. Okay, they start putting through stuff. They're writing kind of half near your head, Danus.
Mm-hmm.
They're writing notes on their side. Shooter, the mighty. John, also mighty. Anzo, the super awesome.
Can I reach over and start and take the thing and move to the pages that caught my eye and say, what is this?
What? Oh, this. Okay, they shift, so it's this way. Pryo, you got a bump.
No, that's my rib. That's my rib.
In your thing.
Dude, out of my face.
What, I'm trying to show. Okay, so they're doing a little bit of a contortion act. They're looking. Oh yeah, these are the bots that I was telling you about that I saw back in the land where I accidentally, maybe not, I didn't know, but the button, it was red and big and shiny, and I pressed it. Anyways, that's where all those bots were. Remember, I said they were just piled up, like someone was testing them.
Yeah, just checking. Cool.
Don't you think they kind of look familiar?
This is the face.
Okay, yeah, I think they're, maybe not, I don't know. Okay, they put their bags back, their book back in the bag. Mm-hmm.
Can I pat Anzo on the back?
Okay, yeah.
You're all right.
Thanks, man. Okay. Gibber, you've been driving for some time, listening to this discussion and the discussion of bots. You swerve in and out. You're avoiding the crevasses. You're avoiding all the echoes of the creatures. Batty does see when they are outside of the crevasse, there is a slight signature that Batty can pick up. So he's guiding you around. He has finally, after quite some time, located the tracks of Sandeep. Finally.
Now there you are, finally.
You see some fluids, some type of important mechanical fluids leaking out of on the snow, and ever so often a bit of purple blood.
Oh, looks like he got caught. And looks like his speeder bike is damaged. We could get lucky.
I feel lucky. Okay, Anto's sitting looking out the window.
Yeah, I was excited. Then,
You make your way through this land and the crazy snow-covered crevasses and the traps, and eventually you find your way along to the horizon, the Gaia horizon. Anzo guides you with the map that they have to take you back to the door, because you've gone quite a bit down and then back up. You come up to the horizon. As you come close to it, you see as if the trees kept going on for some times, but as you approach, it gets pixelated. Batty comes flying down.
I grab my cloak so he can kind of land on the cloak. He's all covered in snow. I want to keep him on my cloak and not on my skin.
Okay, he's a little creaky and crystally from all the snow. It's actually
Chronicler.
stopped.
Clean my bat.
Whoa!
I put the window back up.
Okay, look at this bat. Batty seems to be squirming.
Don't break him.
Oh, I don't know. Hello, guy. He starts picking bits out. Oh, I wonder what makes you power inside.
Do not wonder what makes him power inside.
I wasn't. Okay, he's fiddling around.
Batty, come here.
Batty squeaks and comes back to you.
Okay.
Makes a whole bunch of noise.
See what powers you inside.
what? +1. What?
And a +1 from the GM as well.
Oh, good. I'll put those two right on pattern recognition.
So as I said, you've hit the side of the Gaia horizon. It looks as if, of course, the trees go on forever and that the snow keeps going, but it pixelates as you come close and you just drive along the edge. The heaving of the Gaia land is not quite as bad here, so you can go much quicker. And eventually you come to the door. You see the remnants of what was once the Gaia road, maybe under this.
Scorch. Okay, I like to check it for traps. Sandeep went through here?
Yes. You see the bit of tire tracks. You see that he stopped the bike and had actually done something, gotten down on his knees a few times, looked around, then went to the crystal pad.
Can I backtrack? I'll hop out and go turn around and walk like backward to make sure he didn't backtrack.
Ooh.
Like go through, then back up, and then whatever. You get the idea.
Yep, nice thinking. +1.
And when you said tire tracks, you mean speeder tracks. He didn't actually change speeders to like one that with tires?
No, I mean a single line is what I mean from
okay.
a speeder bike path is what I mean.
Just checking.
No, there was no speeder bike lot in the middle of this land that he purchased a lower quality.
Santa's speeders. Ho, ho, ho. Enjoy the savings. Okay, I'm going to also try and detect traps on the door and look for clues in around this area. Is he still wounded? What's going on?
Dennis, you go back a bit. You don't see... It looks like there was a single track that went forward. Okay. However, very good thinking for looking backwards because he is a bit of a crafty guy. It occurs to you that perhaps if he's injured, he's not acting as tactical as you have been trained or would expect someone to act.
Okay.
All right, Pryo. Please roll.
Right. I rolled a 23. That is a critical success.
You look around on the ground. You find an odd little piece of cable, just a tiny wire, close to the base of the Gaia crystal.
Okay, I pocket that.
Okay, you can see his obvious UV on the crystal because he was the last one to go through.
Swing. Okay, I open up the thing. Looks like see if he's booby trapped it at all, or.
All right, you may roll surprise.
Danger sense?
Yes, danger sense surprise.
I rolled 59. That is a critical success on a danger sense of 215.
Nice.
Plus 70 for 70 odd points for detective.
Nice. You start to lift it up, and previously you've been flicking them up a little bit, but this one you look up, and you see there's a wire. The wire you just picked up, very similar, going back to clearly something that's flashing in there.
Okay, did I set it off?
No, you didn't. You just acted it.
I freeze. I go. Okay. With a 24 success, I phase everything in my kukri. Just me and my kukri.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So ostensibly, the thing would go back like that.
It sure does. And as it goes back, you hear